all about the game.
And we are back. We are back. Welcome to BFF Sports. I am your host, Dre. And I got my homie with me, my brother from another mother. He's back after, taking a little break, trying to keep, checking on the Falcons and, doing some things. My boy Mad Mike is back. What's going on, man?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm glad to be back, man. It's getting everything back together. But, man, what a weekend of sports, man. I can tell you that much, man.
Oh, I tell you, man, for real. Like I said, I've been watching. I've been, keeping tabs because, people will hit me up and let me know what's going on. And, I've been following on Facebook because, Facebook is always the place to go. To see what's going on. So, exactly. So, it's a lot of stuff to talk about, man. So, I know this is kind of, unorthodox, but I'm going to let you start off. What you want to talk about first, man?
Man, I got to get this off my chest like now, man. It is about the Atlanta Falcons and our fan base. I remember, okay. I know you remember a while back where ESPN did this, thing about, now they was pretty much clowning the whole city saying we have fake fans and all this stuff, man. Yeah, people was in their feelings, but there was a little bit of truth to it. And, being an Atlanta native, a Georgia native, you know how they get down. And some of these people who are not even from the city, they get labeled as Georgia experts, Georgia, Atlanta Falcons fans, and they're never really fans from the beginning, man. And, they are all over Twitter, they're all over on Facebook, all over social media, just clowning Steve Sarkisian. And we know, you and I, we know football, and we know when it is the offensive coordinator and then when it's the player's fault. This is nothing, although I would say, Sarkisian, it made a couple of questionable calls. The jet sweep on the goal line, against the Patriots, that was one of those plays. I was like, what the man? What is he thinking? But I would say, if you look at Sarkisian's first year as a offensive coordinator with a completely different team, these players is not his players. This is not his system. And it's his first year in the NFL as a play caller. And you look at Kyle Shanahan in his first year as a Falcons offensive coordinator. The way this team, and the way he's calling, the way he's adjusting, I mean, I really think this guy, the Falcons, may have a good coach on their hands because this is not his system. You know how difficult it is to run a system and you have no idea, the players, this is not your system, and you have to get acclimated. You have to, figure out which player likes what and, the tendencies of the defense. I mean, he has a lot on his plate. And the guy, I mean, he's doing a hell of a job. He's doing a great job as a first-year offensive coordinator with Matt Ryan, Julio Jones. I mean, he's doing brilliant. But these Falcons fans, being that we went to a Super Bowl, we want instant success. We don't want to lose any game because we're trying to get back to the Super Bowl. And the fans are just eating him alive. And it's not fair to try to compare a first-year offensive coordinator to a veteran, experienced offensive coordinator like Kyle Shanahan. It's ridiculous, man. We have our fan base is just they really annoying me to no end, man.
Yeah, this is true. I like I said, I listened to. Well, I didn't listen. I just been reading things. I read. Some people are in support of Sarkisian, and I read some people. The same thing that happened with Shanahan last year because, I was on the Shanahan bandwagon. Like, I wanted him fired, and I wanted him fired. And, even though he, he was, guiding the Falcons through the regular season, the tail end of the season, and to the playoffs, and he was still, the Falcons were flying high. I still had that inkling in the back of my mind, like this dude's gonna do something to us. That's gonna,
I did too.
make me. And as you saw, the whole 28-3 mess, and the whole playbook thing, leaving the playbook, and he's off to San Francisco, which I see they're 0-8. So karma is really biting them in the behind right now.
Oh yeah.
So
and they won. They calling for his job in San Francisco too. They calling for his job in San Francisco. So.
Well, like I said, like I told you before, we talked about it. Like I said, the only reason why he's still in the NFL because of his last name. His father was a great head coach. He won a couple Super Bowls. He won a couple Super Bowls with Denver, and that's the only reason why I think he's with his. That's the only reason why I think he's still employed by any team in the NFL. But my question, well, not my question. My only gripe and concern from reading everything is how he's using Julio Jones. Like, everybody knows the consensus. Julio Jones is like the consensus as far as being the best wide receiver in the league. That's bar none.
No doubt about that.
Bar none. Like, and the fact that I see that he scored on a bomb. Well, I don't know if he scored on a bomb, 54-yard bomb. I don't know if he scored or not. But the fact that this guy only. But consider the fact that this guy, when the Falcons get in the red zone, he's basically, not even considered to be a target. I know, granted, he draws double teams. I get that. He draws double teams. But this guy's like 6'2", 6'3", 225 pounds, can, blaze the field. I'm pretty sure he could outjump any cornerback in the league. And considering the fact that, he's not even being looked at, this guy only has one touchdown.
Yeah.
One touchdown. This, 7 games in, he only has one touchdown. That's unacceptable. Like, I don't know if I'm the offensive coordinator. And I got a guy like Julio Jones on my team. But granted, we had, I was fussing about the fact that they threw it to him too much. But now it's the other extreme. They went from throwing to them too much to throwing to him not at all. Like, he's not even being looked at. So, granted, he came from, he came from Alabama. Pretty good offensive coordinator, I'm assuming. And people are calling for his head. My only gripe with him is he needs to start using that weapon that's number 11. Like, if I got a weapon like that on my team, come on, man. I'd be like Donald Trump. I'd be pressing buttons. Come on, let's play. Let's be real.
Right. The only I can say this, that offensive coordinators in the NFL, they are kind of arrogant, and they try to they're so focused on fooling the defense and, trying to do something the complete opposite so they can be labeled as a genius and all this, and they're using, their star players as decoys, and that's the thing that when you have a weapon like Julio who cannot be stopped by any cornerback in the league, by any player in the league, why are you not throwing a fade to this guy? Why? He can out-jump,
not just a fade,
out-physical, out-run.
Not just a fade, any route. This man can run the route tree with his eyes closed. Like, I watched clips of the game against the Patriots, and I'm sitting here like, so you finally gonna throw a touchdown to Julio after the fact that the Falcons are getting beat down? Like, why you didn't go to this guy? Why you didn't go to this guy like before? Like, I'm like, come on, like, I understand. You trying to get everybody involved, but when you have, but when you have a weapon, or you have a complete receiver named Julio Jones on your team, come on, man. Common sense will tell you, nobody's covered. Oh, everybody's covered. Oh, let me throw the number 11. At least he'll have a chance to make a play. Like, this guy is like I said, he's the best receiver in the league, and Sarkis is treating him like he's a fourth stringer right now.
Right. But I can't just say that's Sarkis, because actually, that was the issue with Shanahan last year. Julio only had 6 touchdowns last year. That's unacceptable for a star receiver of Julio Jones' status to have 6 touchdowns total. That's disgusting, man. And that's the thing. Like, it goes back to the offensive coordinator. offensive coordinators, they're so engaged in trying to be the the smart, the intelligent, trying to fool the defense and all this, come up with plays that, no one else can call. I'm a genius play caller. But when it comes down to it, one thing about, and I don't like saying this, but it comes down to the New England Patriots. They're not the smartest team. They don't do anything special. They just do everything the basic way. And what I mean by that, when it's time to throw, they throw 5 yards. They don't go for deep passes. They just dink and dunk. They run, when it's 3rd and 5, 3rd and 2, they're going to put in their big package and run down your throat to get that 1-2 yards. That's something that the Falcons have struggled with for the last couple of years. You get 3rd and 2 and you want to, spread defense out and try to throw it. I'm like, sometimes you got to get that ball to your horses, let your offensive line, smash, and just demoralize the defense. And that's something that the Falcons struggle with. They don't understand when it's 3rd and 2, you don't throw the ball. Just run it.
Right. You're right. So I also say I'm gonna take it. I kind of agree with you on this, but I'm gonna say it like this: Tom Brady, as great of a quarterback he is, he never had, I won't say he never had a weapon like Julio Jones, because he did have a weapon in Randy Moss, and you see what he did when he had Randy Moss on his team. Like the guy was out playing out of his mind. I'm just saying it like this: the reason why the Patriots dink and dunk like that, because they don't have a weapon like Julio Jones. If I'm a quarterback, and I got a guy like Julio Jones on my team, when all else fails, I'm playing backyard football. Like I'm gonna tell everybody to run a specific route. I'm gonna look at Julio and be like, "Yo, dog, just go get it. I'm gonna throw it up, just go get it." You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. I'm pretty sure that's what a lot of quarterbacks will, except the Raiders, because they didn't have a quarterback. Like when Randy Moss was with Minnesota, when Randy Moss was with New England, I'm pretty sure every time he was out there on the field, he only ran one way, straight, and I'm going to throw it up, you're going to catch it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if I got a weapon, if I got Julio Jones on my team, it's basically, the elite of the elite as far as being a receiver. I'm just gonna be like, hey man, look, I don't care what you do, but if I see the front of your chest, I'm gonna throw it. And I expect you to make a play, because you are, like everybody said, he is the best of the best as far as receiver wise. Like
I've never seen a talent like Julio Jones. He is strong, he's fast, he can run every route, he's quick. He is the most, and I know a lot of people are going to say Jerry Rice, and they're going to bring in a lot of receivers, old-time receivers, but I've never seen a talent like Julio Jones. He could possibly go around, if he stay healthy, he can be the greatest wide receiver of all time. That man is that freaking special. I mean, he is 6th in the league right now in yards, and he's hardly ever targeted. I mean, just think about it. He's not even targeted, and he's 6th in the league.
That's why I said it's inexcusable that he only has one touchdown. That is so inexcusable. If I got a weapon like Julio Jones on my team, he's gonna have at least 10. I don't care if I'm throwing interceptions. He's gonna get his targets. Like, I mean, come on, man. I mean, like, this dude is like, he's like I said, what Gerald McCoy from Tampa Bay said. This guy's a mutant. He was not born by a human being. He is like this guy. Right, like this guy is like I said, he is one of a kind, and the way, like I said, I haven't been watching, but the way, like I said, I've been watching his stats, because like I said, he's a big time player. He's a playmaker, and considering the fact that how he is used, and the way Sarkisian, when he gets to the red zone, he is so allergic to even going to Julio's way. Like, it's inexcusable how he only has one touchdown through 7 games.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's just honest. He did a better job this week. I think Dan Quinn kind of got on a little bit. It was like, no, we need to get Who the ball. I saw a press conference, the other day, and he was saying, after the loss, he was like, we get in crunch time, we got to find a way. Even if he covered, he has a man underneath and a man on the top, we got to find a way to get that ball to Julio, period. And that's just coming from Dan Quinn, and he did a much better job, in the red zone and in key situations this game, Sarkisian did, of getting Julio. He didn't catch the fade, but the fact of the matter, like you said, just throw the ball his way. Last week with the touchdown to Malcolm Butler, that was an interception. Julio just snatched it. He just snatched it like he was a grown man.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, just throw the ball towards him. Right, just throw the ball towards him. He will make a play. Like I said, Julio's not a little man. He's not little by any means. Like, the guy is big and he's fast. And like I said, like, come on, like, he come on, like, Sarkisian, like, if I'm sitting there and I'm on the Falcons bench, I'm like, dude, throw it to 11. Like, when you get to the red zone, that should be like your number one option. Like, throw it to Julio. Like, Julio is your best chance to get points. Like, I don't understand how the Falcons are struggling right now, but I can kind of understand, but in the same way, I kind of don't understand because. I understand Taylor Gabriel, he's doing his thing. Just, Sanu, he's getting more. But come on, man. None of those players as much as I love the Falcons, none of those receivers right now it's not even in the same level as Julio.
It's not even close. It's not even close. You got to get that ball to Julio. Everything will open up when the defense knows that the ball is going to Julio. They're going to forget about Taylor Gabriel. They're going to forget about Sanu. They're going to forget about Hooper and, Coleman. That's how a lot of Falcons scored a lot of, ran through a lot of their touchdowns to 13 different receivers because they was getting Julio the ball. Right.
Everybody saw the Carolina game. When they saw the Carolina game, it was like, oh, we gotta make sure Julio don't go off. And then when they when they locked in on Julio, other players stepped up. Tevin Coleman, Devontae Freeman, Austin Hooper, Sanu, all these guys. And I don't want to knock Julio for this because he's so humble. He's so humble. But
right.
Like, look, give me the ball. Like, look, come on. Y'all paying me all this money. I need to catch the ball. He should look Matt Ryan in the eyes like, look, give me the damn ball, okay? All right? I understand, he don't want to be a diva like Dez or, some of these receivers used to be. But sometimes you got to be like, hey, hey, look at me. Throw the ball. I got it. Sometimes
I think he did that in the Super Bowl. I think he did that in the Super Bowl, but it's not in his character to just come out and say, man, if you don't give me this ball, man, I'm going to have a episode on the sideline. It's just not in his character. That's the only negative I have with Julio.
Right. Sometimes you can be – I understand. You want to be humble. Wide receiver is probably one of the most diva positions in the NFL, right up there with cornerback. They're one of the most diva positions because, like I said, the spotlight's on you. I get that. But when you're so talented like that, sometimes you just got to say, hey, man, you paying me $75 million to catch the ball, you better use me.
Hey, you better give me this ball, man. I ain't out here running laps for no reason, right?
Exactly. I understand. Like, come on, man, I got this 5'10" dude on me. You going to throw it to somebody else? Come on.
Yeah, you're right, man.
I understand it. So,
that's one thing I did. All right, go ahead.
But moving on, I know, speaking of the Falcons, I know you watched the game today. I know you got some opinions about that, what happened today. So tell me what happened today as far as the Falcons and the Jets, because I see they, even though, everybody predicted us to, beat the Jets, we kind of struggle with them. So tell me what you saw today.
I didn't think they struggled. I just really thought that the defense, the weather condition, for one, the weather was just awful. I mean, both teams were just they couldn't hold on to the ball. I think it was like 7 fumbles, 7 missed snaps. It could have been more than that. That's just something that I remember. I think Falcons had 3 or 4. I think they had like 4 or 5 missed snaps. Jets, they had troubles with the snap also. So it was a sloppy game. I thought the play calling was much better because they put more emphasis on getting the playmakers the ball, and I think that's something Sarkisian he has to do. Like he continue to say that you got to get the playmakers the ball. Offense ran smoothly, but the penalties on offense, the holding, I mean, offensive line too talented to be making mistakes like this. Special teams, you had Andre Roberts. He ran a punt back. It was a kickoff return. He ran a kickoff return, and the refs, I mean, they basically just screwed the Falcons out of the game. That was called back. The Falcons and these refs, I don't know what it is. It just seems like they want, the Falcons to have a Super Bowl hangover. Because they were calling some major BS. I mean, Julio Jones, the best receiver in the game, and they treat him like a scrub. Like this guy's getting grabbed by the hips multiple times during this game. Refs never, batted an eye. I mean, the one that was on the goal line, they threw the flag and then called it back. It was a sloppy game, but that defense, granted that they are young, the defense, they could be really special once they learn Deion Jones, Vic Beasley, Tat McKinley, Keanu Neal, these guys, once they learn how to play and see things before they happen, this defense could be special because they ranked number 13 in the league. They are much better than last year. Only thing is with the foolish penalties, they making turnovers, they creating turnovers, they getting pressure, but the foolish penalties late in games. That's the only thing that I have, that I see wrong with the Falcons. But the Falcons, they're not hot, but once they get hot, this is around the same time last year. They were 4-3.
I was about to say that. That's
the same time last year when they made the Super Bowl when they got hot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anything can happen. These guys are not even on the same page, and they starting to get on page in the offense. The offense get going. I really don't see anybody in the NFC. Philadelphia, they making some noise. Seattle, I mean, they offensive line trash. I don't think they can hold.
They struggle with Houston today. They had to figure it out today.
They off. Their defense can't hold the Falcons. I mean,
the Legion of Boom is the Legion of No More, right? Yeah. But
right.
But I do want to get your opinion before we take these calls. I see they signed Sean Witherspoon back. My thoughts about Sean Witherspoon. Great player, but he can't stay healthy. So give me your thoughts on that signing, because there was another guy who just got signed by the Raiders who I thought was a better fit in Navarro Bowman. So give me your take. Do you think that the fact that they signed him because he knew the system of the Falcons, or, give me your take.
Basically, I just thought this was a move that the Falcons, they had lost 3 in a row. They needed someone, to come in and try to get his defense a pep talk. And you already know how Spoon is. I mean, he gets everybody, especially at home. When they're at home, he's moving around. He's making tackles. I mean, everybody just gets so pumped up when this guy's on the team, on the defense. And I think the defense were a little bit demoralized the last couple of games. They didn't have that it. They were playing well, but they didn't have, that it what Dan Quinn always says, fast, physical, and they didn't look like they just wanted it. That's the only thing that I think the defense didn't have. And you have someone that signed Sean Witherspoon that could, get these guys hyped and put them in the right position. They are a young defense and need someone to be able to put them in the right position to see things, to mentor, because Deion Jones, this is his second year at linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a veteran. Mm-hmm. You have Rico Allen. He's the signal caller on the entire defense. Now, you can't have that. Deion Jones don't know. He can't see and recognize, Plays like Ricardo Allen. So you have to bring in someone who knows the defense. He knows what a defense is doing to them, or what the offense is doing to them, and that's what I think they shine. They signed Sean Weatherspoon so he can mentor the young linebackers.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, I mean, I can see that, but like I said,
but I am skeptical on him staying healthy. I'm still skeptical.
Right. Exactly.
He can't stay healthy, man.
And like I said, when the 49ers, when the Niners released Navarro Bowman, granted that he had that scary injury in Seattle, the guy was still putting up Pro Bowl numbers. So I figured
I thought they should have made it, man.
Right.
They should have tried
sign a linebacker. At least engage some conversation with him. But like you said, maybe the reason why is to mentor Deion Jones, to mold him to be that middle linebacker we need, to be that guy in the middle, like a Brian Urlacher, or a Lance Briggs, or Jesse Tuggle. Those guys should be the guy in the middle to to hold the fort down. So maybe that's what it was. Maybe they didn't want to bring in Navarro Bowman because he doesn't run the same system that San Francisco did. So I can understand that. So that's something we're gonna have to see. So we'll have to see how it goes. So, but I see we got some callers here. Let me patch them in real quick.